Hello, I'm back. Penny here with a little life hack that I want to share with the watch collecting world. I use my GMT hand when I'm not traveling for tracking my intermittent fasting window, my eating time and my non-eating time. Well, really my fasting time. So right now it is, you see the GMT hand is set to 21. That is how many hours I've currently fasted. But let's say that I am eating right now. Let's say I had breakfast. Let's say I was a person who could eat breakfast and I had breakfast and that was going to be my final meal of the day. Let's just say that hypothetically. And I know that I'm going to stop eating at 10 o'clock. So what I do to use my GMT hand to track my time, my fasting window, is the moment I stop eating, and I usually try to do it on the hour, so let's pretend that it's actually 10 o'clock even, so that's the hour hand. You're going to have to reset the hour hand if you do this, but I'm going to actually pull it all the way out and get to using the minute and the GMT hand. So I'm going to put it at 12 o'clock. Okay, and then let's say the actual time is, what was it, 10 o'clock? Okay, so, and we'll just pretend that it's on the hour. On the hour. Okay, so let's say it's 10 o'clock on the hour and I am stopping my fasting, or I'm stopping my eating at that time. So I put it at 24 hours and then that's 0 hours fasted. And then every hour that the GMT hand moves forward will represent an hour fasted. The next time I eat, I will be able to either change the hand to mark that time, or if I have a consistent eating window and I always want to fast for a certain amount of time each day, then you don't need to change the GMT hand. You know, does that make sense? Like if I eat for 4 hours, so I fast for 20 hours. Every time the GMT hand comes all the way back around and is on the 20, then I know that my fasting window is over and I have 4 more hours to eat. So it works out pretty well for me because of what my eating window actually is. But let's say I have made it to the 20-hour mark, then I have 4 more hours to eat, then it'll be resetting itself. So that is my little life hack of how I use the GMT hand to track my fasting, and I love it. I don't know how I figured that out one day, but you can use the GMT hand to do other things other than track another time zone. So yeah, give it a try. If you are into fasting and you try to say, maybe a lot of people do like 16 hours fasted and they eat for 8 hours, the 16-8. So you're basically skipping breakfast and then you have 8 hours to eat. Then that's fine. Every time your GMT hand gets to 16 hours, that would be your time to eat. So every time your GMT hand is boom on the 16, then you know, hey, it's my time to eat. And then you're going to eat for 8 hours. And the 8 hours will take you to 24. So it'll be 0 again once your eating window is over. And boom, you don't have to reset it. Now, I have said before that every time you change your eating window a little bit, let's say you don't eat between set hours, like I eat between 12 and 4. Let's say you still want to have a 4-hour eating window, but some days it's between 1 and 5. And some days it's between, I don't know, whenever. You are going to have to change your GMT hand. You're going to have to reset it every time you change your actual hours that you've been eating. And that's okay because this is a pretty easy watch to set, especially because even though the GMT hand and the minute hand are connected, the hour hand is not. So it's fairly easy to go back in time and change the time if you have to, fix this. So I just love it. I think it's a great way to use the GMT hand in a kind of unanticipated way. You can actually use it to time yourself. And we always think that, a chronograph or a dive bezel is great for timing. But anything that is done in a 24-hour period and restarts is something that you can track with your GMT hand. Let me know what you think. Do you use your GMT hand to time other things other than time zones? Let me know. And let me know if you decide to use it for intermittent fasting and track your eating hours or your fasting window. Peace.